Hey guys, me Matthew again, and today I'm going to be doing another audio series. Anyways, if you're new here, please like, subscribe to the bell down below. If you're not new here, not subscribed, please like, subscribe to the bell down below. As well as go for my community posts. You do not know where you may find. But anyways, this story is pretty much similar to Hunger Games and several other types, but slightly different. It's a bit more similar to Minecraft story mode where they encounter the games at the end of season 2, but it's a bit more realistic than Minecraft to the best of my capability, and is in a future setting. But anyways, I hope you enjoy the story. Chapter 7, Eruption. As the night wore on, the shaking beneath my feet grew more intense. Beast Connigan, something's not right. Beast Connigan murmured, looking towards the volcano in the distance. The others continued sleeping as Beast Connigan watched the hot smoke billowed from the mouth of the volcano. As Beast Connigan's shift was about to end, she shook me awake for my shift more than necessary. What's going on, my love? Other than it being... I looked out to see the volcano smoking and felt the ever-growing rumble. Oh, I'd say it'll erupt, give or take sometime around sunrise, and it's what, maybe 2-ish in the morning, my love? Beast Connigan nodded, her eyes filled with worry. Beast Connigan, yes, it's around 2 a.m. She looked back at the volcano, her heart racing as the rumbling grew louder. Beast Connigan, I've never seen an eruption before. Do you think we're in danger? Can't say about the possible fireballs, but the lava will cool off when it comes into contact with the ice spikes around this corner of the arena, but not before taking out the snowy forest and the urban ruins behind it. First, how many players do you think are left after the holographic projection lit up the sky with the 57 players of 125 we saw who were previously dead, my love? I asked reasonably. Beast Connigan thought for a moment, her brow furrowing in concentration. If my calculations are correct, there were originally 125 players and 57 had been shown killed, according to the holographic projection. That means there are still 68 players left, including us, so we don't know how many players of those remaining 68 that are alive who had fallen after the projection. Well, anyways, get some sleep. It's my turn anyways to keep a watch out. I kissed her cheek. Beast Connigan. She murmured softly, allowing herself to lean into my kiss briefly before settling down to rest. Beast Connigan. Wake me if anything changes. She drifted off to sleep, trusting me completely with keeping them all safe during this tense period. The volcano continued to rumble menacingly in the distance. I saw maybe 20 or so players killing each other on the volcano 9/10 of a mile out. Meanwhile, Beast Connigan slept soundly, unaware of the escalating violence unfolding nearby. Suddenly, a massive explosion echoed through the air, causing the ground to shake even more violently. I looked up to see a huge plume of smoke and ash billowing into the sky from the volcano. The others wake up immediately. Everyone quickly take the blankets and use them to cover the entrance the best you can to block the ash from getting in, I said with wide strategic eyes. Everyone sprang into action, grabbing blankets and covering the entrance to the ice spike as best we could. Miss Connigan was the first to fully wake up, her eyes wide with concern as she helped secure the makeshift barrier. Miss Connigan, what's happening? She demanded urgently, her voice shaking slightly. The volcano erupted earlier than expected, I said as we all hold the blankets tightly against all sides of the entrance. The blankets fluttered as strong winds carried ash and debris towards our makeshift shelter. Miss Connigan clung to her blanket tightly, her fingers turning white from the force of her grip. Miss Connigan, will this hold? She asked, her voice muffled by the fabric covering her mouth. Hey, Miss Connigan, wasn't two of the biomes from the walls a volcano and ice spikes? Now that I'm thinking about it, I asked in remembrance of when I was at the top of my bunker during the first game, the walls. Miss Connigan, yes, it was. She confirmed, her voice just above a whisper. The shelter held steady against the ash storm, but I could feel the heat radiating from outside. Miss Connigan, the designers were clever. They knew this might happen eventually. Yeah, but it's still a pain in the ass, I said, struggling a little from the wind and ash blowing against the blankets. After 5 minutes, the wind and ash stopped blowing. Think we should take the blankets down? I asked with curious concern of what the arena looks like now, despite knowing that the lava would stop at the border of the ice spikes once they start melting from the lava. Miss Connigan, wait a minute. Miss Connigan advised carefully. She listened intently for any signs of the storm picking back up. After a full minute of silence, she nodded. Miss Connigan, carefully remove the blankets. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay. When we opened a crack, we saw the entire arena was covered in ash and soot. The lava was flowing quickly, already causing the snowy forest to start to catch on fire, while the urban ruins began to slowly collapse in on themselves. But the lava hadn't yet come this way, so that the giant ice spikes at its corner's border could melt and stop the flow. Miss Connigan peeked out cautiously, taking in the sight of the completely transformed landscape. She watched as the once pristine snowy forest was now a burning inferno, and the urban ruins were crumbling under the heat. The ice spikes, however, remained intact for now. At least the ice spikes at the border will cool the lava once they melt from the lava's heat, I said reassuringly, knowing that the lava would at some point come this way. As if on cue, a massive wave of lava began to flow towards the ice spikes, the heat becoming unbearable even from this distance. Miss Connigan could feel the ground trembling beneath her feet. Miss Connigan, How long do you think it'll take for the ice to melt? Well, since it's fast-flowing lava, it has a temperature of around 1,000 to 2,000 degrees. The ice will melt as soon as it's close enough, I said informatively with learned information. Beast Connigan. So, not long, she muttered, watching as the lava reached the ice spikes. The melting began instantly, massive clouds of steam billowing into the air as the ice began to disappear. The lava slowed considerably as it hit the ice, the extreme temperature causing the ice to melt at an incredible rate. The cold ice at the border caused the lava to cool down into obsidian, stopping it completely. The volcano even stopped producing lava. Obviously, we don't have anything to worry about, at least from the lava. She let out a breath she didn't realize she was holding. Beast Connigan. True, but we still have to cross what used to be these biomes, she pointed out, gesturing towards the smoldering ruins in the burning forest. Beast Connigan. And the smoke is becoming thick over at the forest, but look, the smoke is exiting the arena instead of filling it. I pointed at the smoke rising up over the border that made up the square arena. Beast Connigan. You're right. The smoke's being drawn upwards instead of spreading across the arena. She breathed a little easier, knowing that at least they wouldn't be choked by smoke. Beast Connigan. Still, those ruins are unstable now. He watched as more buildings collapsed under their own weight and heat. Yes, oh, we're not going anywhere near there for now, so we just have to wait it out until tonight. Beast Connigan. Smart, she agreed, waiting as the sun began to rise slowly, casting an eerie orange and red glow over the destroyed biomes, the smoke thinning out slightly, making it easier to see. Beast Connigan. Do you hear that? She asked, suddenly her brows furrowing as she listened carefully. She suddenly began to collapse. I caught her as she collapsed. Beast Connigan. Do you see what I saw? Do you see the veteran and medic? She didn't respond for a minute until she began moving again. She blinked a few times, regaining her focus and pushing herself up with my help. Beast Connigan. Yes, I saw him and you with the group around me simultaneously on opposite optical views, she said, her voice still a bit groggily. She looked around, trying to get her bearings. Beast Connigan. What happened? Helena, Nigel, and Lila all looked just as concerned with Beast Connigan as they were with me, but hearing and seeing her experience the same thing I did only solidified my suspicions further. You just experienced what I did, my love. Her expression shifted from confusion to understanding in an instant. Beast Connigan. It happened to both of us, she whispered, her heart pounding. She looked at the others, who wore matching expressions of concern and worry. Beast Connigan. That was like seeing two different realities happening at once. Exactly, but you must now know my suspicions and the urgency to keep it quiet for now, right? Lila, Nigel, and Helena looked at me warily, but kept who are agreement not to question my reasoning to keep my suspicions secret. She nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. Beast Connigan. Yes, we need to keep this quiet for now. She agreed softly, looking at each of their faces to ensure they understand the importance of secrecy. Beast Connigan. But what does this mean? Why did we both see that? Let's not talk about it right now. We need to prepare for an arrow suddenly flew and shot through Nigel's right eye, hitting the back of his eye socket.